everybody, I'm Paul.
And I'm Melissa Jane, and this is XBS.
That's right, today we're coming to you from Corona del Mar, California on an absolutely beautiful afternoon, and it doesn't get much better than this.
It doesn't. I love this beach.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
It's the state beach here at Corona del Mar, and right behind us is actually Pirates Cove, where there's been a lot of movies filmed and TV shows. But today on XBS, we're going to be talking about surfing, and of course, we normally go the short route with shortboards, but today, longboards, and we have yet to teach you how to surf.
I know, I want to do it. I'm so excited and ready.
Well, you are ready, and you're going to be even more ready after you see this edition of XBS. What's in store for you today? Well, check this out.
XBS is proud to present the first annual Guy Takayama Longboard Pro-Am from Huntington Beach, California. Longboarding, once ruled by old surfer dudes, is a thing of the past. A wave of fresh young talent has paddled out to take longboarding to a whole new level. Today, longboarders from around the world ripped a consistent swell in HB for a moment in time that will last forever. From the Open Pro Men Final to tandem to the ladies, we have it all, including Buddy the Surf Dog dominating his competition. In addition, we'll introduce you to Chelsea, a Southern California knockout that deeply cares about our ocean, takes each day as it comes, and looks forward to owning her own bar. XBS Beyond Surf has this and more, and it all starts right now.
Well, Melissa, as you can tell, we do have a fantastic show, and you and I were just talking about it. Boy, what a turnaround the sport of longboarding has had in surfing. It used to be an old man's sport, not anymore.
Not anymore. It's totally coming back, and it's the new craze.
It certainly is, and it's the new crave of the young kids in the sport. We have some spectacular action to show you. We won't waste any more time. Let's get right into it, south side of the Huntington Beach Pier.
From Huntington Beach, California, Surf City, USA hosted the first annual Guy Takayama Pro-Am Longboarding Contest. A good crowd was on hand for this two-day surf jam of the best longboarders in the world. The most anticipated final of the week was the Open Pro Men. 4 excellent surfers who had good waves and showed why longboarding is no longer an old man's pastime. Taylor Jensen gets the best out of this wave, eventually cutting back to the reef form with some classic footwork. Brendan White shows how to pull off a smooth 360, then catches up to the inside break, earning some crucial points from the judges. Taylor surfing with great style and power on this right. He eventually cuts it back right once again, and then slaps the wave on a front side off the lip. During the 20-minute heat, the finalists got a chance in between sets to catch their breath and enjoy interlude entertainment by dolphins just feet away from their vantage point. Once the action resumed, Hawaiian Kai Salas dominated this right. From the top to the bottom, he used every part of the wave and did so with power and great style. Hanging close was Colin McPhillips. And right there, mixing it up, was Taylor. But in the end, there was no denying the excellent performance turned in by Kai Salas.
Winner of the hour, outside, just bashing the lip, getting about 5 feet of his board out of the water, just throwing it on a rail on that cutback, coming back, hitting the whitewater section, throwing some power moves Huntington hasn't seen in a while on a longboard. Kai Salas winning $2,000. Big round of applause right there. Whoa! Thinking he was at Porto or something.
Kai, we were just talking about the weather a little cold, but you came over from Hawaii and the waves participated. Your thoughts about the final?
Yeah, the waves were really good. It's like head high, classic Huntington, really rippable waves, and good weather throughout the weekend, except the first day it was kind of rainy. So we scored. It was a good event.
Your thoughts about this longboarding contest, because longboarding, obviously, it's really taken on a new claim. A lot of people are getting a little bit more interested in it, and hopefully the prize money will increase. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know, it's good. It's just good to have another event for longboarders to do, to show people we got some good surfers, some good longboarders, So we had a pretty good crowd this weekend, and I think we put on a good show. So it was a good event.
You're not used to surfing the south side of the Huntington Beach Pier. For you to come over and do so well, are you surprised at all?
Well, I've actually done quite a bit of events out here at Huntington, and they always seem to do pretty good. The waves has quite a bit of power, so it's kind of like back home. So I like it.
Well, congratulations today. We'll look forward. Maybe we'll get down to Puerto Escondido with you.
Yeah, hope to see you guys there.
Coming up next, we have tandem surfing, but before we show you that, we've got the surfer dog, and he's got some wicked moves, so check it out.
Hello everybody, I'm Paul Higgins along with Melissa Jane, and welcome back to this edition of XBS. You know, Melissa, I think we make a pretty good team.
I think we're the best team.
On land and in water. What do you think?
Oh wow, yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm getting at.
Oh, totally.
That's right, tandem surfing. It is really coming on strong. A great contest in which we're about to show you great athletes from top to bottom. Check it out.
Onlookers peering over the Huntington Beach Pier were in for a show when they caught an eyeful taking in the tandem competition at the Guy Takayama First Pro-Am. It's hard enough to surf solo. Tack on a second body, and you get a whole wave of new activity. That describes the new wave of popularity in the sport.
Actually, tandem has had its birth and rebirth several times. In the last 10 years, it faded actually quite a bit. And now we've got this rejuvenation. ITSA Tandem, my co-president Rico and I started an organization, and we held the first World Championship in 6 years in Waikiki last August. We had 32 teams show up, the largest gathering of the tribe in probably 40 years. Brought tears to some people's eyes, I tell you. All these people that I've competed with for all these years, we used to really just battle it out, sometimes duke it out. We all are such soul brothers now and love each other so much. We're doing anything to keep this sport alive and rejuvenate it. So this competition really is just an excuse to get people together and get them interested. We have a lot more new teams. We didn't see any new teams for years, and now we have a lot more new teams, and it's kind of bittersweet because one of the people that I trained last year beat me in the world title 5 months later. He's that good. We like to call him Chunky Peanut. But yeah, so we think tandem surfing now, there was maybe only 4 or 5 legitimate events a year ago. Since we formed ITSA, we now have probably close to 20. We have a World Tandem Tour now, which is 5 nations. It'll be larger next year. We had Maui already, then we had Australia, and then 2 weeks ago we were in France. Here we're in Huntington Beach, Surf City, USA, and we're going to be in Spain for our last event. The World Tandem Tour is not the World Championship. That's more like you would think of like a Triple Crown. But the World Championship will always be during the Duke's birthday. In August in Waikiki.
Barry, you mentioned it, and I talked to Bobby Friedman a little while ago, and you said that young blood's coming up, and he's like, Paul, I can't do the stuff I used to do, but I'm still pushing it. The new talent, how are they being welcomed into the sport? What's their motivating factor?
Well, here's the thing. Bobby's not getting older anyway. Right? He's getting better every day. I would say all the guys that are I'm the oldest professional tandem surfer, but every year we're getting better. But then the young blood comes along and pushes us. They want to do. We're doing every competition. The lifts have gotten more and more extreme, and the thing is it's kind of like big wave riding. Big wave riders tend to be older because it takes water time to get more knowledgeable. But the sooner you start tandem surfing, the sooner you'll get better. But the thing is it's really hard for us to get men involved in the sport. You ought to drop in big waves, ride any kind of board you can get a hold of, and you ought to do the royalty of surfing, which is tandem. You ought to tandem. It's just part of it. So people think you have to be really big and strong to tandem, but actually the technique is 95% of it. And learning how to do it where the girl helps you do the lifts and things like that. Then once we get the younger guys tandem surfing, then we'll get them to the gym and we'll teach them how to do the right lifts, because it's really important, like in your shoulders, that you strengthen your stabilizer muscles, and your core strength is really important. So the guys that tandem eventually get big, but you don't have to be big in order to start.
One additional question for you in a nutshell. I know that being from the action sports background, the judging is huge. It's very, very objective and subjective sometimes. In a nutshell, can you give us an idea what the judges are looking for?
That's a great question too. There used to be a lot of conflict in tandem surfing because every contest they would go, what are the rules going to be? Well, we've really worked hard over the last several years over in France to get a set of rules, and now what we do, we basically have 3 elements. There's the hardest lift. There's about 48 lifts right now. You look to see who got the hardest lift, and they have to hold it for 3 seconds and control the dismount into another lift or into a dismount. And then we look at sequences. You may do one really extreme lift, like in France last week. We did a hand of foot. It hadn't been done in competition in 40 years, but the wave didn't count that much because we only did a hand of foot. We didn't do sequences. So you need to do an extreme lift, and you need to do 2 or 3 lifts on that wave, and then you've got to surf. So there's 3 elements. There's the surfing. You want radical surfing. You want to have a sequence to show you've got more than one lift, and then you want to do that really hard lift. And it used to be back in the day, the guys, we would do one-arm backs, and we thought it was extreme, and now we're doing these arm-to-arms and everything else like that. It's so funny because just talking to the couple of guys over here, and they're going, oh man, I hit this arm-to-arm in the wave. It was so hard, but I was able to hold it. And I'm like, isn't it funny how the guy will say, I hit the lift. And here you got this incredible gymnast who's really the key. Anytime you're doing extreme lifts, it's the woman that's the key.
Well, Barry, you're a great ambassador for the sport, and I hope to catch up with you in the next couple of months and watch the sport even progress further, because it's always exciting to catch up with the likes of guys that are doing it at 53 that act 23. Yeah. Congratulations.
Okay, well, we appreciate what you're doing for our sport. Maybe we'll get you involved in our world tour next year, all the events.
Bear, we look forward to that opportunity. We have much more to come on this edition of XPS, and that includes our Surfer Girl feature with Chelsea Bonds.
Welcome back. Now we've shown you a great assortment of surfing, and one of the people responsible for making longboards so much fun is Guy Takayama, and Paul had a great chance to catch up with him for the annual Guy Takayama Longboard Surfing Competition. Check it out.
It's easy to see why this contest was named after Guy Takayama. He's a designer, shaper, and owner of GT Surf Designs. He's been surfing for over 30 years and has 25 years of contest experience. Guy surfboards are designed for performance and maneuverability that flows not only with the wave, but the human body as well.
Guy, what a great day for you. Your thoughts about bringing this contest to Huntington? It seems like it just rejuvenates longboarding once again.
Yes, I think the sport really needed something. There's really no competition right now for these guys to go and perform, or any series for that matter. So this is the first one of the year.
And you had great turnout. I know that weather was kind of back and forth with the sun, but the waves couldn't have been any better.
No, actually, we were blessed this weekend. The rain came in hard on Friday. We called it off, but Saturday was beautiful, great waves, and today you couldn't ask for better waves for the whole competition.
How excited are you? Because it seems like, you've got such a tight-knit group here, and I know that you want to expand on prizes and money and more talent coming in. Your thoughts about the future? Where do we go from here?
Well, with our infrastructure, I think we have a good vehicle that we can have a solid vehicle that can actually take this series in to all the other countries. We can be strong by getting a unity of all our longboard competitors together. They can actually make some good money. Right now, I think if we get this thing rolling nice and strong right off the get-go, we can get some good sponsors in, and these guys can actually make a good living here.
Guy, we were up at the pier, and there was people stopping by, non-surfers, obviously, tourists, and they were blown away. They were blown away from the dog to the tandem to the little kids. That's got to make you feel real good, and knowing that you got to punch that.
Yeah, you know what I've noticed? Surfing competitively for the last few years, doing the tandem and also doing the nose riding and doing the Pro Open. I'll be out, we're in France at Biarritz, and I look back on the beach and I go, oh my gosh, I tell my partner, look how many people are on the beach watching the tandem as opposed to the regular surfing or the nose riding. It's kind of a crowd pleaser, and people can understand that and appreciate the tandem or the nose ring. It's a little easier to understand, I think, if you're just a regular person spectating.
Well, Guy, you did a great job. I know your staff worked hard. Thanks for inviting us, and we'll see you again.
Thank you so much.
Guy Takayama, another great ambassador for the sport of longboarding and tandem surfing.
Thanks, Paul. And coming up next, we have our Surfer Girl profile. We have the beautiful, gorgeous Chelsea Bars, and she was stirring it up on the beach. And she also mixes a fantastic mean drink behind the bar. So check it out after the break. Hi, I'm Melissa Jane along with Paul Higgins. Welcome back to XBS.
And Melissa, it's time for our Surfer Girl segment. You had an opportunity to meet Chelsea Boz, our Surfer Girl.
I did, and she's not only beautiful, but she's an amazing person and a wicked bartender.
Yeah, she is, and I know that maybe later on she can mix us a drink, but right now you guys sit back and relax. Chelsea Boz in person right here in Corona del Mar, California.
Hi, I'm Chelsea, and this is my XBS Surfer Girl profile. My goals and aspirations are to someday quit bartending, and I want to open my own bar in Orange County, hopefully in the next year. Would be nice. I've been looking for about 6 months now. Start a family and get married in the next 5 years. Qualities I look for in a guy are older, 30. Gosh, they need a job, you know, career, want to have the same goals as me, want to get married, good looking. I love to travel. And can make me laugh. The best day I've ever been on? Oh, goodness. I'm not so good at the whole dating thing. The person that inspires me the most would be my mother. She's always been there for me. She's been like my best friend. She was the best mom growing up, and I want to be just like her. The worst thing a boyfriend's ever done